Okay, Sarah, we are here to talk about setting the pace without scaring somebody off. Now, who
Mm.
sets the pace? Who sets the pace?
Who does
She's
set the
supposed to
pace?
do it. She's supposed to do it. Is he supposed to do it? If I have a matchmaker involved, are they supposed to do it? If my friends set us up, is it their job? Like, whose job is it to set the pace? So I have a really big issue with this. My big issue is
Okay.
if you don't get the timing right, a relationship might fail because of the timing and not because of the person, which means you two together have amazing potential. You messed up the timing, over, it's
What does
done.
that mean? What does that mean, mess up the timing? Can you clarify that?
Right. If you take things too fast and you advance a relationship too quickly, you speak too often, you cover too many topics too quickly, you see each other too often, you engage in whatever it is, mental, physical, emotional connection to a degree. It's kind of like what I call fireworks, where it's like, wow, it's like amazing. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is my person. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's over. Why did they end it? What just happened? And you're like, I don't understand. And it was really a timing problem. It was really a pacing problem.
Okay.
The opposite of that is, I don't know, they seem like a good person. I mean, I don't know. I guess we talked last week and I think they're going to call me this week. I mean, they said they would. I haven't really heard from them yet. I think we're going to go out. I mean, I don't know if we're going to go out because they didn't tell me if we're going to go out, but I mean, I guess I assume we're going to go out, I think.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of certainty right there.
Right? Right? And all of a sudden, I like you like me. I just started a new job. I just moved to a new city. I just moved to a new apartment. I just am getting settled in something in my life. And you are important to me because this is kind of cool and I like you.
Right.
And I'm a little distracted. And so I'm not advancing the pace. Like, I'm cool because I'm so distracted with everything else going on in my life. And I don't realize, because I'm so busy with what's going on, that there's so much lag time between the relationship and between the
Okay.
dates and between the conversations.
Okay, we got the picture. We got the picture. So I want to know now, I don't know where you were going to go with this, but I want to know, so who sets the pace? How do you set the pace? And can you differentiate between when both people are on the same page? Like, is there too fast, even if they're both going too fast? Is there too slow, even if they're both going too slow? And then this is probably the most common one where one is faster and one is slower. So can you address all of that? No
yeah,
pressure.
but you're gonna have to remind me.
I will remind you.
Okay, here we go. Yes, the most common situation is one of us is moving at a slower pace and the other one's moving at a quicker pace, and our paces aren't matched. And we're having a hard time getting into a groove because the pace isn't working for one of us. So we have a rule of thumb. You know my rule of thumb? You can only move as
fast as the slowest person in the relationship.
ding, ding, ding. That means if you are the fast person, we don't move at your pace. Sorry, you don't win. You don't win because...
Hold on. We've said this
yes.
so many times, but I don't think we've ever expressed why.
Defined it?
Yes. Why can't you push the other person to move along a little quicker? Why?
Okay. Sarah, you and I we're gonna go for a run. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I am gonna outrun you, girlfriend. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna move. Yeah. We're gonna move at my pace because you move at my pace.
I'm dropping out. Right? I'm dropping out. Too fast for me.
You're hyperventilating. Yeah. You're like, I can't catch my breath. Like, I want to run with you. I want to go. How fast do we move? We move at your pace. We move as fast as the slowest person in the relationship. Why? Because we have to keep pace, keep our breathing, keep our brain, keep our hearts in alignment. And the slow person cannot move any faster. If they could, they would. But the fast person has the ability to slow down. Now, it might irritate the fast person. They might say, well, if you don't move at my pace, then you're not for me. Yeah, fine. So you want to pull that card, go for it, right? But if you like the person in front of you, then you're going to slow down and you're going to match their pace. Why? Because that's what we do in relationships. We try to match each other. We try to have things in common. We try to have everything that we need so that we can move at a similar pace so that we can build a relationship together. Our entire goal is to build a relationship. And if we are working together, then we are able to build our relationship together. So rule of thumb is you can only move as fast as the slowest person in the relationship. Do not forget that, okay? That's super important, Sarah, that we only move as fast as the slowest person in the relationship. Now, you had like a million other questions. So what are we tackling next?
All right. So we said, what happens when, is there such a thing as moving too fast, the pace being too fast, if both people are on board with that?
Okay. So the short answer is no, not exactly. A fast couple, like they're both jogging, moving, running, right? And they both can keep pace and it's exciting for them. It's good as long as it's not too fast for any relationship, right? So now the couple themselves can move that fast, but if you're moving faster than the pace of a healthy relationship developing, and we have to define what that is, but if you're moving faster than the development of a healthy relationship, we have a problem. So I'm going to give an example, and you may or may not like this. We work with couples from all different ages, stages, backgrounds, everything. Okay. So what's too fast? I'm going to just talk about the physical realm. Okay. You get into a relationship and you get physical right away, and you have an amazing relationship and everything's great. And you go out and you do stuff, and the physical side is building and building and building and building very quickly in the beginning. And it's continuing and it's good relationship, but everything's moving fast. That's too fast. Why is that too fast? That's too fast because I need to know that I like your insides, who you are as a human being, before I confirm that I like how I feel with you physically and intimately. It's a problem. It's a problem because my brain, your brain, everybody's brain will turn to mush. That's what happens. I don't know the difference between I like you and I like you, right? I don't know which part of you I mean, I feel good when I'm with you. There's some, right? And I'm going to justify to you why I feel so connected. But I can't tell you for sure if you actually really can tolerate, like, enjoy the human being on the inside. Because if we have physical touch there, I don't know the difference. If you pull it out and you wait a certain quantity of time, which I could tell you, you wait a certain quantity of time, I know you like the human being. Now you want to go do that, fine. So we'll still be confused, but it won't be the same. I will actually know, first of all, I like you as a person. Now I like being with you. Okay, fine, great, good, yay, now it all matches. We need to slow things down.
So this really might just take us on a tangent, and maybe we'll have to save it for a different episode, but we can't deny the reality that so many people do get physical right away, and it does lead to marriage. So does that slow down the relationship?
It confuses it. It confuses it.
Okay.
We're going to do the 5-date challenge on a different podcast, because that will explain everything. And I'm not going to give you every single golden nugget right now. So we'll just do that next.
Fine. Keep us, oh my God.
In suspense.
In suspense. Yes. Like, keep us in teaser. Keep us in suspense.
Yeah.
All right.
So a relationship can move too fast, even though a couple's moving fast, even though they seem to be paced together, but you can outpace a normal, healthy relationship. And the reverse is true also. A couple that moves really slow, you can underpace, you can move at such a slow pace that even though you're both comfortable with it, it is painfully slow and it's unhealthy for the development of a normal, healthy relationship. Now, for slow relationship builders, you still can only move as fast as the slowest person. And if you're both the slowest people and you are moving at a snail's pace, you are going to need somebody to help train you to build up your tolerance for a little bit of a faster pace. We're not going to say fast. We're not even going to say average. We're just going to say more than what you're doing, because I've seen relationships get dragged out where everybody's like, no, it's fine. We're just taking our time. And 2 years later, we're still taking our time and we're just not sure. I'm just not sure. You could be sure if this is your person or not within 6 months. I don't care if you move fast. I don't care if you move slow. I don't care how you process. I don't care what you think, how you feel. in 6 months,
Right.
you can know if this is your person or not if you date at an appropriate pace.
Right.
And you don't have to marry them. You don't have to get engaged to them,
Right.
but you can know by 6 months.
Right. I actually wanted to just say something on that because I think it's an important point, because I know some people are going to be hearing this and be like, whoa, I'm not getting engaged after 6 months. And I think that, again, like you just said, just to really make that clarification, that you will know if this is someone that you would like to marry. You might need more time for technical reasons. You might need more time for practical reasons. You might need more time for emotional reasons, whatever. But you still know, and you have probably, the two of you have already talked about a future together, and you know that that's the direction that it's heading in, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Hit the nail on the head.
All right. Awesome. So we talked about too fast. We talked about too slow. So I feel like I'm hearing you say that there is a quote unquote standard time of development for a relationship, but we have listeners all across the board, from religious and
secular,
like at a horse race pace. And then we have, right? So obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, there's like a 99.9% chance that you are marriage minded and you are dating for marriage. So we're not talking about people who are dating for fun. And
Correct.
maybe or maybe not, it'll, move to something else. We're talking about people who are seeking dates for the purpose of marriage. How can you say that there's a standard development timeline, and how are people supposed to know what that is? Like, how do they know if they're taking it too slow or too fast or just right?
So the reason I could say it, I think, is because if you look at relationships in general, you'll see the development of a relationship and the patterns that it goes through. Like, relationships in general follow patterns. It's not that yours is so unique and neither is mine. Sorry, we're not that special.
Right.
We all go through similar stages of connection and attachment and detachment and growth and intimacy. And we all build things. And on average, we could look at thousands of relationships, millions of relationships, and see the patterns in relationships. So that's why we can say it. And the second part of that was,
I wanted to know how is someone supposed to know if they're taking a relationship too fast or too slow?
Right. So again, it really is hard to know, because, like, let's just use this 6-month timeline. I believe if you're dating at a pace where you see each other frequently enough, you'll have enough information to make a decision. This means that you have to be introspective and know about yourself. This means you have to be inquisitive and know about the other person. This means that you have to be open-minded to developing a relationship and be emotionally available to another human being. This means that you should probably be dating, I would say, minimum twice a week. You should see each other on average 2 times a week. If you see each other once a week ongoing for 3 months, it's not enough to get a relationship going. It's too slow. If you see each other 5 times a week, we have a problem. You're not married, you're just dating. We just need to be in the dating range. So usually seeing each other or talking to each other, with all the virtual dating going on, some sort of communication should be happening 2 to 3 times a week, where it's a date, where it's a get to know you, where it's a do something fun together, where it's an interaction.
I'm raising my hand. I don't want you to go too far into this, because I actually want to do an entire episode on timeline of virtual dating. So let's not dig too deep into that here. But I guess if someone's not sure, what should they do? Right? Like,
what does that mean if they're not sure?
If they're not sure, are we going too fast? Are we going too slow? Is that just like, hey, this is time for a coach? Or if they're going too fast, would they know they're going too fast? Is it, if they go too fast, is there going to be a crash and burn? Like, how does this work?
There could be. Yeah. So if you go too fast, there could be a crash and burn. If you go too slow, there can be a non-starter, where it's just like, we can't get anywhere and it's just not moving ahead. How can you know? So if you feel like something's off, something's probably off. And then I would ask yourself, is this too fast or is this too slow? Is this too fast for me? Is this too slow for me? Is this too fast for them? Is this too slow for them? Like, go through the questions to investigate your situation specifically, and let's see what you come up with on your own. If you're like, Aleeza, I don't know. I mean, I heard this thing about too fast, too slow, and now it just makes me wonder. Your relationship's probably fine. You're probably doing okay, right? I'm not looking to like stir the pot and create problems where there aren't problems. It's usually for people that are feeling a lack of momentum, or feeling like they're being swept off their feet and it's moving too quickly, or feeling like something's not right, or something's not paced right.
Back to usually it's one going faster than the other.
Correct.
Right.
Because if we're both too fast, but we're going to like it, we're going to both want that. And if we're both too slow, again, we're going to like it, we're going to want that. We start to feel that uncomfortableness when we're not paced, when we're not matched.
Got it. So if you are,
and it's not bad, it's normal.
Right. There always has to be one person that's slower, and it's a 50% chance it's going to be you. So just know this. And there's a 50% chance it's going to be your date. But all right. So I totally blanked on what I was going to say to wrap this up. But, if you are listening and you are not sure, or you're confused, or you don't know, you're either the fast person or the slow person, and you're either feeling impatient or feeling pressured and would like guidance in terms of how to progress,
your relationship,
how to pace yourself, coaching.
It's what we do best. It's what we know best. And I would say, again, the podcasts and all the information that we put out there, any kind of content, written, video, audio, it doesn't matter. It's generic, and it's wisdom for the world. And it can give you a big picture idea of how things work, and a deeper understanding. But everything is going to be personalized to your relationship, and every unique individual relationship. Your relationship with this person is going to be different than that person. The same advice will not suit both relationships. So yes, we are here for you. And we also hope that you have good people in your life to mentor you and to support you, and that you should count on them as well. And if you're feeling unsure, or you really want an outside perspective that's professional with people who've been dealing with thousands of people, then you can definitely reach out to us, and we would love to support you through the process.
All righty. Thank you.
That's a wrap. See you next time.